Welcome back to MSC 695. This is the fourth video in the video series under financial institutions. We've covered checking, check writing, and savings. As you recall, this is going to be just some miscellaneous items that I would like to cover to finish up the series before we move on to the next topic. Most banks offer phone apps. It's an app you download, log in either with your key code or password or face recognition or something like that. And a lot of the first thing they do is they offer you a quick glance at your balances, your checking balance and your savings balance, and things of that nature. If you got a credit card with them, they probably have that balance on there as well. Usually a nice thing that you can do is you have the option to transfer money between accounts, between checking and savings, or maybe even make a transfer from your checking or savings to a credit card to make a payment. Also, along the lines of that function is usually a lot of them offer free bill pay. Let's say you want to pay your electric bill every month and you just want to make a standard payment like $75. You can set that up, and every month at the exact same time they will mail a check, or a lot of times wire transfer that money right to that utility. It's a nice feature. It takes a lot of headaches out of paying a lot of common bills that are paid the same every month, like car insurance is another real big one. Also nowadays with cameras on all the phones, they allow you to take pictures and deposit checks right into your account. You no longer have to mail them in or go to the bank. The one thing that I would note is most banks have a daily limit, and that's aggregated, which means, let's say the limit is say $10,000. Well, you couldn't deposit a check for $9,000 and then a check for $8,000, a check for $7,000. The total amount would probably be $10,000. Now, a lot of banks, if you is above that, you probably either have to go into the bank. There are a couple banking institutions out there that are completely online, and a lot of times they will have a designated agent that you go into their location and deposit those large checks. A lot of times they'll offer you alerts, text alerts you'll receive on your phone, or an email. You'll receive an email. A lot of times the alerts will be, you set it up, and let's say if you make a purchase of over $100, you'll get a text letting you know where the purchase was and how much it was for and things of that nature. Also, another feature that not necessarily alerts, but you get a balance text. You get a text message usually every day of what your checking account balance is, what your savings account balance. Some credit card companies do it where they'll send you the daily balance, or they might, I think they do a little less frequently than that, either monthly, or I think some of them do it weekly or bi-weekly. But anyway, that's kind of nice, right? You get up every day and you get a text message, and you can see if any money's moved in or out of your account that maybe wasn't there. Especially the text message comes from basically the same number, so you can look back day from day, look back to the previous day to see if the amount was the same, especially if you know that you didn't put any money or take any money out and there shouldn't be any activity. Anyway, and the last thing I want to talk to you is about FDIC insurance. That's Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. They're the people that insure the consumer's money in the banks. And what they do is they insure money up to $250,000 per account type. Now, I'm going to go into a little bit of depth about that, because a lot of people don't understand that they can actually cover more than $250,000. Okay? So let's say I'm banking at a bank. I have a checking account or a savings account at a bank. My wife has a checking account or a savings account at the bank, and we have a joint account at the bank. Okay? Well, my checking account and or savings account, for an individual, a checking and savings account, they put those two together for an individual or whatever account type, whether it's joint or whatever, would be insured for $250,000. My wife's checking account, the one she has by herself, is $250,000. So now we're up to $500,000. And then our joint checking account would also be covered for $250,000. Now, if you have kids, you guys can, you and the kid can have an account. That would be another $250,000. So really, you can insure your money over $250,000 in the same bank. A lot of people think that it's just $250,000 per bank, and then they have several different checking accounts in different banks. Actually, you can have, it's per type. Also, if you have a CD, that's also $250,000 outside of your checking account, your joint accounts, and things of that nature. Well, I'd like to thank you for joining me today, and I look forward to the next series where we talk about credit.